I never thought a whisper could shatter a life. But that night, in the quiet corner of our penthouse, my wife's words did exactly that. 2 sentences, soft, almost casual, but the weight behind them made the room spin. "I've been thinking," she said, her voice careful, measured. "Maybe it's time we let the company go." I blinked at her, trying to understand, trying to catch the joke I thought I might have misheard. "Let it go?" I echoed, the blood in my veins freezing. "What do you mean?" She looked at me, those eyes I had loved for over a decade, and for the first time, they felt like someone else's. Cold. Calculating. "Sell it. Someone else can run it better than we ever did." I laughed nervously, because surely this was absurd. The company was mine, ours. Built from nothing but late nights, endless sacrifices, arguments that ended in both tears and laughter. And now she wanted to sell it? "Wait. Why are you saying this now?" I asked, though my heart pounded in panic. "We just got the funding. The board trusts us. Everything is. Everything can change," she interrupted softly, and then, almost as an afterthought, "You'll see." I didn't understand. Not then. But within 24 hours I would. The next morning, I walked into the office with my usual coffee in hand, expecting the hum of computers, the clatter of keyboards, the familiar chaos of my employees. But something was off. The boardroom door was shut, and when I entered, their faces were unreadable. I had known most of them for years. We had grown this company together. And yet, they looked at me like strangers, like I had been kept out of a conversation I should have been part of. "Mark," said Jacob, my longtime CFO, voice tight, almost apologetic. "The offer went through." I froze. "The offer went through?" He nodded. "Yesterday. Before the market even opened." I felt my stomach drop. Who sold it?" I demanded, trying to keep my voice steady. "I'm the CEO. I make those calls." Jacob avoided my eyes. "We didn't have a choice. Everything was in place. The agreement, it had your signature." "My signature?" I shook my head, disbelief mixing with panic. "That's impossible. I didn't." And then it hit me. The whisper. My wife. Those words in the dark. That evening, I confronted her. The apartment felt different somehow, larger, emptier, as if the walls themselves had betrayed me. "Did you do this?" I asked, my voice trembling, holding back the rage and heartbreak. She didn't answer immediately. Instead, she lit a cigarette, the smoke curling lazily between us, a barrier of calm in a room filled with chaos. "I didn't have to," she said finally, voice almost neutral. "I just gave him what he needed." "What do you mean?" I pressed, heart hammering in my chest. "Ooh." Her lips curved in a small, ironic smile. "The buyer. He needed me to convince you. 2 sentences. That's all it took." I stepped back, disbelieving. You manipulated me?" "I helped him," she said softly. "And helped us in the process." The words felt like ice. I couldn't breathe. Everything I believed in, everything I thought we shared, was a lie. And in the quiet, suffocating apartment, I realized I didn't know her at all. "Why?" I whispered, voice breaking. "Why would you do this? Why betray me?" She looked at me, her eyes unreadable, and for a terrifying second, I didn't recognize the woman I had married. "Because you were too predictable," she said. "You cling to the past, to the company, to me. I wanted more. Someone smarter, someone faster. I did what had to be done." I wanted to scream, to shake her, to demand an explanation that made sense. But no words could fill the gaping hole in my chest. Betrayal isn't loud. It's quiet, insidious. And it seeps into every corner of your life until there's nothing left but pain. The days that followed were a blur of anger, sleepless nights, and disbelief. I watched as my empire, the business I had poured my soul into, transferred to someone else. Investors I had nurtured for years called to console me, offer sympathy, and perhaps secretly, relief that I had been ousted. And all the while, she was there, calm, collected, sipping wine as if nothing had happened. I tried to understand. I wanted to reason with her, to find some trace of the woman I loved, but every conversation ended in more lies, more half-truths, more cold detachment. "You're overreacting," she said once, brushing my hand off hers as if it were a nuisance. It's just business. And besides, it's not like I didn't warn you. Her words cut deeper than any knife. She had warned me. And I had ignored it, blinded by trust, by love, by the illusion of us. Weeks passed. The company was gone. My life, once so structured, so full of purpose, felt hollow. Friends reached out, offering support, but even their words felt distant. How could they understand the betrayal of someone so close? Someone who knew your fears, your insecurities, your every weakness, and wielded them like a weapon? I confronted her one last time. I had to see it for myself, the woman who had quietly destroyed my world. Do you even feel guilty? I asked, voice trembling with rage and sorrow. Even a little? She looked at me for a long moment, eyes hard, unflinching. Guilt is a luxury, she said finally. I did what I needed to survive. And maybe you should have too. I wanted to hate her. I tried. But hate is heavy, and I was too exhausted to carry it. Instead, I felt a hollow sadness, a grief so profound it threatened to swallow me whole. The woman I loved, the life I had built, the dreams we had shared, they were all gone, replaced by cold reality and whispered betrayals. I walked away that night, not with anger, but with clarity. She wasn't mine anymore. The life I thought I had was a lie. And for the first time in years, I realized I had to rebuild. Not just my business, but myself. Months later, I found fragments of the man I used to be. Late-night walks, phone calls with old friends, even small business ventures where I could test my instincts without anyone's influence. But the shadow of her betrayal lingered. It wasn't just the company she had taken. It was trust itself, the belief that love could be safe. I learned slowly that betrayal doesn't just break hearts, it changes them. It leaves you raw, cautious, painfully aware of human fragility. And though the wound would always ache, I discovered something terrifyingly beautiful. I could survive. I could rebuild. I could rise. And somewhere, in the quiet aftermath, I whispered to myself what I could never say to her. 2 sentences destroyed my world. But they didn't destroy me.